Well, I'm here in Dapto, and behind me is a new restaurant. And what you may not know is that actually behind those doors is a world-renowned chef. His name is Mark Olive. And Mark has cooked for all sorts of celebrities all around the world, and yet he's come back here to the Illawarra to cook for people just like us again. We're going to hear some great stories and his journey along the way. Come on, let's go in. Well, Mark, it's great to be here with you today. I love your story. You grew up here in the Illawarra. You've kind of ventured out for a bit and come back. Tell us a bit about your story.
Basically grew up in Dapbeto in Wollongong. Love this area, always have. And it's been an amazing journey, really.
Yeah.
Got into cooking at a young age in Dapbeto.
Right.
I used to go scratching along Mullet Creek, looking for stuff and go fishing and, do all that sort of stuff as a kid. And we got the mountains right behind us and the lake. So lots of prawns, lots of seafood, lots of foraging around. So it was a great place to grow up if you're into food. And, as a 9-year-old, I was curious about food and watching my mum and aunts doing, a lot of cooking.
Look, you've travelled the world. You're a world-renowned chef, of course. As I said, moved away, did all those things, but you've moved yourself back into Dapto again. Yeah. How's that been?
Oh, look, the plan was always to come home.
Right.
I mean, I was 30 odd before I left. So I've done this for a long time, know the region really well. Yeah, travelled the world and everything for the last, nearly 30 years.
Yeah, wow.
But the fact is that, it's made a difference for a lot of Indigenous people, but not only that, for our own mob around here and around the country. And I've been able to and blessed to train up hundreds of young kids around the country, going into other states, learning about their culture, but their food as well as a lot of research along the way. Over the last 40 odd years doing this stuff, it's been amazing.
So Mark, I know you've dealt with different celebrities over the years. Of course, there's one particular one that stands out. Oprah came to Australia, did her Australian thing. Yeah. You hosted it, kind of got to cook for it. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, that was pretty interesting. I was in Melbourne. I had my catering company down there. And I went down there to study basically film and TV, and that's why I wrote my TV series. And it was the first Aboriginal cooking and travel show in Australia. So 120 countries later, fantastic. Oprah heard about it when she came over here for the ultimate experience. And living in Victoria, I was one of 10 businesses chosen to host her event. But, showcase all of our food, what we have. And she was surprised, people were surprised, and it was amazing. I've cooked for some amazing people, Baz Luhrmann and Leonardo DiCaprio and Natalie Portman and all of these people.
What an honour it is to do that.
It is, it's such a privilege. And not only that, it's a privilege when they want to experience what we've got here. Right. Let's face it, we've embraced every other culture food-wise in this country except what we've got here. Yeah. And that's why I keep pushing with what we have, because it is unique. Yeah.
I'm actually pretty excited. We're going to go and dive into your kitchen. You're going to impress me, apparently, with a great meal.
Well, we're in the bistro. We're in Dapto Hotel.
Yeah.
So, people think Dapto Hotel, how rough. Well, yeah, it was in its day, but we've changed that. We've softened it up a bit. As you can see, the surroundings here, there's a lot of Indigenous culture in here, but not only that, the name, Dapbeto's Midden, and has a story on its own. Dapbeto being when the Indigenous, non-Indigenous people arrived here, King Hooker was living on Mullet Creek, and white fellas came, said, where are we? And they kept saying Dapbeto's, Dapbeto's, Dapbeto's. And they didn't know if it was a traditional woman or the area they called here. But if you look at Dapbeto's, that's how you get Dapto.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. I lived here for 10 years, so I'm getting educated.
You're getting educated.
I am. That's half of it, right?
So Dapbeto's is D-A-P-B-E-T-O, and Midden being kitchen, so Dapbeto's Midden meaning Dapto's kitchen.
Well, I reckon we should dive into the kitchen, Mark, and you show us what you've got. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
So, Mark, you've got here, one of the things that your food makes it distinctive, I guess, is some of the incredible herbs that you're using and some of the plants. What have I got here?
You've got wattle seed. It's an
Wattle
acacia.
seed?
Yeah, it's an acacia. So when you look at that, there's different types of wattle seed. You've got hundreds around the country. You can really only eat two, the green and the black wattle seed. That's the green wattle seed. When you smell that, it's got this satay flavour to it. So it's almost like peanuts when you smell that. There is another variety, the black wattle seed, acacia. When you roast that off, put into a mortar and pestle, crush it down, it's like chocolate and coffee. It's an amazing scent.
And again, like I just want to say, to me it's fascinating. I grew up with wattles growing all around me.
Yeah.
And not for a moment did I think I should put that in my dinner. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
Oh, look, it's great to make that into a paste with a little bit of cream, milk. You can say, marinate crocodile, give it a lovely satay
and of course,
flavour chicken.
all of these herbs as well. This is something you were telling me that you've produced this locally through some of the Aboriginal communities, that sort of thing. Tell us about that.
Well, look, there's a lot of communities that are growing this stuff, and now in New South Wales especially, there's a lot. I work with a group up at La Perouse, and it's based at the school, and they're propagating the plants there, but the kids have to do that as part of their education as well. So they're learning about plants, Indigenous plants, which, that's why when I do this stuff, I do get in there and try and teach the young kids, because they're the kids that are going through the next generation.
Yeah, right.
Like kids, 20 years ago I trained, 25 years ago, going into schools, I'm getting emails now from kids all around the country. They're introducing kangaroo, emu, crocodile, these herbs and spices to their kids, and that generation, this is who we need to, focus on and give these young kids that leg up to give them an understanding of what we've got here, because a lot of kids, in the cities think chicken comes in a packet, It's sad. Okay, look, here's our
Well, mate, this is looking great.
What I've got here is it's a chicken stencil, basically we've, steeped in lemon myrtle. Now, this is a bit of paper bark. Have you heard of paper bark? Yeah, well, melaleuca, very, very good to cook with. Really unusual, has a lovely oil in it. Wow. Usually wet it, wrap barramundi, or you can put kangaroo. It'll give it that lovely smoky flavour. Yeah. So, but, at the moment it's just to hold our salad plate. So, just with this, we've got, again, some of the lemon myrtle. Let's put that through there. Got a vinaigrette with lemon aspen, which is a fruit. A little bit of saltbush with that. Dress our salad. But the hero of this is the chicken schnitzel, but it's, like I said, steeped with lemon myrtle. I mean, we're in a pub, traditional pub grub, but with a bit of a twist. Just some fries with that. And again, you can make an aioli with maybe a lemon aspen, which is a lovely fruit from the northern Daintree area and Queensland. It's like eucalyptus and lemons together, quite different. Just dust it with a little bit of that lemon, saltbush. There we got a chicken snitty, but with a little bit of a twist.
I love it. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to grab a knife and fork and take a little taste there. All right, well, I'm looking forward to try this. Mark, thank you. The smell, I am loving those herbs there. Chewing on the camera is not great, I guess, but it is really different.
It's very different.
It changes the flavour.
Or lemon and chicken together. Oh, we can put a lemon wedge on there, but the hero is the lemon myrtle. That's why I just leave that. And again, just a little bit of lemon aspen dressing. It's just a vinaigrette, very simple, very easy. And just a bit of a bite, so it goes with, it cuts through all of the meat, and the lemon, the flavours, refreshes your palate, so you can start all over again.
That's great, well done. That's fantastic. Well, this is certainly a great place to come for dinner. I want to ask you, Mark, you've been very gracious today. I guess over the years, what's brought a sense of purpose for you as you've been doing all that you've done everywhere?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know I've always been internally driven, I know that. Curious, I've always been curious, I love learning, but I had a great family base too, and my father was a groundbreaker in his day. Just a sense of purpose in myself is, I hate letting myself down, hate letting others down.
You've also put a lot of time into, I guess, letting that next generation come through as well.
And you know, that's part of it as well. There has to be something left for these kids to come along and learn. And when you see somebody, and this is what I really believe in, when you know, I'm training kids, if you know they're falling behind, you've got to give these kids a chance. Yeah. You've got to give them a second chance, especially Indigenous kids. And same with me. It wasn't about actual paper. My learning and teaching was more through looking and watching and talking.
Well, Mark, you are a great Australian, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And you're also a great legend of the Illawarra. And we always do this with all of our great guests, and that is give you the gift of our glasses for people who see life differently.
All right.
And you definitely do. So these are yours. I want you to put them
you.
on because you make them look good. Have a look at that there. He looks fantastic. They suit you better than me. So mate, once again, thank you. It's been a real pleasure and honour to chat with you today. It's been great to sample some of your food and just wish you all the best for the future.
Oh, look, thank you. And you know where we are. Come and learn about the stories of Dapbeto's Midden, but not only that, olives and Wadi Wadi, and the stories, the Indigenous story in this area is pretty amazing. So.
Awesome. We love it. Thank you.